Hey, Jared. How you doing, brother?
Oh my goodness, DeMarcus. I'm doing fine. It's been a good week for me. Of course, doing a lot of interviews, doing a lot of um watching things. I also started playing for the first time Final Fantasy VI.
Mm.
Everybody always says that that's like the best Final Fantasy, and it's
Mhm.
really, really, really really fun so far. Like
I
I have
don't
to.
understand how this, imagine this, ambiguous everyone you always mention says
Mhm.
that every Final Fantasy game is the best one. Because you say that about Final Fantasy VIII. You say that about
No,
Final Fantasy.
nobody says it about Final Fantasy VIII. I've
Mm,
never heard anybody in my whole life, except for the one Facebook group that I'm in, who's called
mm,
Final Fantasy Lovers Unite.
mm.
They are the only ones saying that Final Fantasy VIII is the best Final Fantasy ever. I've never heard
Mhm.
anybody else say that ever.
But my point is that Final Fantasy VII saved the entire company.
No, Final Fantasy saved the entire company.
It wasn't seven specifically.
No,
Mm,
no.
mm, mm,
Because Final Fantasy is called Final Fantasy because they thought that was the last game that they were going to be able to make.
mm,
Um, ever. They thought they was going to be, we're making Final Fantasy, and then that's it. We got to shut the door.
mm,
Everybody's fired. That's it.
mm.
But Final Fantasy was such a hit, they were able to make subsequent, iterations of the game. So
Mm.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. Back when it was called Squaresoft and not when they merged with Enix to become Square Enix.
Hmm.
A little
I
bit of
did not
trivia there.
know. I did not know it was two different companies. That is very
You
interesting.
didn't know Squaresoft and Enix?
I think I remember like a Squaresoft company from when I was younger.
I think it was because Enix is the one that made Dragon Quest.
Mm.
So
Okay.
when they merged, acquired all the Square, the not the Square, the Enix properties.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then they were
Okay.
able to release Enix. I mean, not Enix, but Dragon Quest.
Hmm.
You didn't know that?
I did not know Enix made Dragon Quest.
Yeah, back in
I did not know
2000.
that Enix and Squaresoft were two different companies at one point,
Mhm.
um, and then merged to bring us one of the greatest video game developers known to man.
Yeah, but that is my week. Baldur's Gate 3. We haven't talked about that in a while. How is
Mhm.
that coming along on your end?
I haven't been playing. I think I'm at the very end of the Star Wars game I'm playing, Jedi Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And so I beat the guy with one arm, Dagon. I beat him.
Oh,
And
that's
I
a
think
hard one.
it wasn't that hard, Jared. Like I was a little disappointed because when I beat Ravis, that was kind of hard because he changed forms so many times. And when I went to fight Dagon, I was like, huh. I was like, this isn't that hard. And I beat it on the first try. That
Hold on. I need to now look up which one is Dagon because you beating him on the first try is crazy.
hmm
What's it called? Jedi
Jedi
Survivor?
Survivor. Dagon is the one that had one arm that was like trapped in the back of the tank, and then we released him at the beginning of the game.
No. So who was the one that used the wait, are you playing the first one or the second one?
The second one, that's Jedi Survivor, ain't it?
Yeah. So I don't know how much I can say. You say that you were at the end of it?
I
The end
feel
of the
like it was the end.
game?
I feel like it was the end. But now they got me, they was like, oh, we found this thing. Now we got to take it back. So I don't know if I'm playing through prologue or like epilogue or if
Are
there's
you
more
on
game.
the Empire ship?
Yeah, I already, that's the part I just beat.
Okay. Are you on the Empire ship in the present?
In the present, yeah.
Okay, so you know that the guy who was your ally, you met his daughter.
Oh, not yet. I haven't
Oh
met his
my
daughter.
God. I just told you something. So you aren't where
Yeah, he
I
was
thought
talking
you
about
were.
his daughter, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't been a good dad.
Okay.
I can't wait to get back to her." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Cool." So this is the end of the game. We beat old boy. You gonna go be a dad to your daughter?
No. No.
Mm.
It's not the old it's not the whole game at all. You're not at the end at all.
Uh,
No.
damn. Okay.
So are you not liking it because you're breathing like it's not a fun game?
It is a fun game, and I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm ready to wrap it up. I thought I was at the end.
No.
Okay, but it
How
makes
many
sense
hours
because I
have you
wasn't.
played in it?
I don't know. I don't never look at gameplay hours
Okay. I'm trying to see your um
because my entertainment is not measured by hours spent.
okay, shut up. I'm trying to see
Disrespect.
your your play history on the PS app, but I'm your friend, but all of your trophies, the games you play, your other friends is all private to me.
Mm, mm.
And we're close friends. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're close friends because I see D Butler instead of just your username, but all of your history with these games is private.
I don't know what any of that means. I never touched those settings.
Well, you had to attach the settings because it's all private to me unless you blocked me from seeing all that stuff because we already know I'm not in your wedding. We already know that how you feel about me. So unless you block me from seeing those settings, I don't know. I just try to see your settings and I see you come online at 1 o'clock in the morning. I try to see your settings at 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's all private. It's all blocked for me.
I don't know what to tell you, Jared.
Wow.
I do not know what to tell you. I I turn on the PS5 and I play games.
Mhm. So back to my original question, Baldur's Gate 3, you haven't touched it
In a long time.
in a year almost. In a year, in two
Definitely not a
months.
year.
In
I
a
played it
year
this
in
year.
2 months.
I played it this year.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I was thinking about going through another run through because
Mm.
Baldur's Gate 3, they just released mods. So you can, well, they always had mods, but they
Mm.
just officially released mods, which means that you can, you know what mods are, right? I don't have to explain mods to you, do I?
I know what a mod is, yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the mods is that you can actually level up to level 20 instead of going to this level 12. And I
Hmm.
think it just lets you like pick another class at level 13.
Mm.
So I really wanted to do that and really do another playthrough. So I was thinking about going through another playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Um
Hmm.
and yeah, but Final Fantasy 6, I didn't think it was gonna do all that, but I'm feeling the old timey Final Fantasy-ness of it all. Like it feels like I'm 12 again.
Oh, so you get nostalgia?
I am because it feels exactly the same. Like I don't want to stop playing. And this is and oh well, it's the Pixel remaster game, so it's updated graphics, but
Hmm.
yeah, it feels just like old times. Like I'm in the story, like I am a part of the adventure, and it feels good. It feels really good. Yeah.
That's what's up. Is it so when you say it feels like old times, so like when you were little and you were playing games, was it like, all right, I'm gonna do 5 more minutes, and then like 3 hours later, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and the sun is rising?
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I
'Cause that
could only play games in the summer and on the weekends when
Mhm.
I was little. So yeah, it's not
Huh.
like
I could.
I was just playing games, but like in the summer, like we would go to Florence, South Carolina. Um, and
Mhm.
and when I was there, I played the games the whole time. My grandma only had two TVs in the house. and
Hmm.
I monopolized one the whole time. It was hot in
Damn.
there. She didn't have no air conditioning, and it was, you know, they were in the front room. I was in her bedroom playing the games, and she was like,
Hmm.
"You need to get off my TV and go
Hmm.
outside
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
play."
Hmm.
But of course, I did not go outside and play. I just sat there and played video games. And I
Hmm.
remember that's
Yeah,
how
and got yelled at.
and got yelled at. And I remember that's how I beat seven for the first time was at my grandmother's house. So yeah,
Oh, that's so sweet, Jared. Those are
memories.
good memories.
Yeah.
Um,
But how
no,
are you doing?
I definitely
Oh, what were
had.
you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say I definitely had. Oh, I always had a game system, and I could play. I could pretty much play whenever I wanted, and I just like show.
Mm,
I never wanted to play like in the morning before school or nothing like that.
mm,
Um, but like after school, I would play. But me, yeah, after school, after I did my homework, I would play. But a lot of times I would go to my granny's house before my mom came to pick me up, and all my video games were at my mom's house. So
mm.
if I was at granny's, then I wasn't playing no video games. I was playing it outside with my cousins. Um,
Okay, okay. So, DeMarcus, how has your week been?
it's been an okay week. Not super tough, but a little confusing at work just because of the projects that I'm working on. But I am like completing stuff. I am working on this one project that keeps like stalling because the API doesn't work, but it's all good. Um, let's see what else is happening. This weekend is Folsom weekend in the Bay, and I've been and my friend Michael Pittman's in town, so we've been going to like Folsom events. We was
Mm,
out at a circuit party last night, and it was pretty fun.
okay.
Um, my partner's been going with us. We've been having a great time.
Mm,
We've had to convince Michael to like fully immerse himself in these spaces. So like we was at the party last night. He was like, "Hey man, go check your clothes." And he's like, "Oh no." He's like, "I don't have on the right underwear. I don't." He's like, "I don't know what my body looks like." I was like, "Bro, don't nobody care. Like, look at these guys. Look at you. Take something off."
what? What event are you at?
It was a circuit party.
So just oops oops music and dancing.
Well, and other things
Like what?
like folks jacking off and folks sucking dick.
Mm,
Hmm.
okay. So it's just you, your lady friend, and Michael Pittman.
That's who it was.
Okay. And there's like a parade today.
It's not a parade. It's a street fair. So just like vendors and like a few, not a few, but like a bunch of like a long street blocked off where you could just walk up and down and see different things. They got shows, they got block parties going on. The restaurants are open. You can just like go in and go in however you come and have some drinks or whatever.
All right, DeMarcus. And you're like babysitting your one friend while he's there. You're
Well,
not.
no, I'm not babysitting him. I am encouraging him.
Hmm.
Um, you know,
Um, hmm.
I said, like I feel like especially if it's your first time going to these things, you don't want to go by yourself. You want to be there with someone who you feel comfortable with.
And these are people that feel comfortable around you.
Apparently, we're meeting up with Gordon later. Like we're gonna do like a little brunch thing at my house before we head out there. So Gordon might come through for that. Gordon was I don't want to say too much.
Okay, save it for the Patreon. DeMarcus, what was I about to say? Let me put you on. And this segment is sponsored by our great, amazing friends at Movie Pass. So can you please tell them about
Hmm.
Movie Pass?
I'm always willing to tell folks about Movie Pass. Jerry. Oh, I met some folks over the weekend and told them about our podcast. So you might have noticed we got two new followers. And it was these two black women. Because yesterday I went to the Demon Slayer live in concert,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty dope. And I thought they was gonna do because the way it was advertised, it was like, "Oh, watch the show with a live orchestra," and I was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." I was like, I would love to go watch Demon Slayer and have someone play the music live, like an orchestra play the music from the show live. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do it with the vocals. Like, are they gonna just have like the orchestra playing under the vocals, or are the vocals gonna be like, or is it gonna be like subtitles and the music is playing? There were no vocals,
Mm-hmm.
so you were watching, and it wasn't like a continuous. I guess it wasn't like the same show you watched on TV or on Crunchyroll or whatever. They
Mm-hmm.
chose specific clips to go with the songs that they were playing. So you'd watch a scene. You watch maybe like a 3 to 5 minute scene, and they would play something that went along with that scene.
So did they do the last scene from the last episode of the last season? Because that's the best music I've ever heard in
No, 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 no.
anime.
This was all first season stuff. They got up to they did the entire first season, and they did the first little bit of Mugen Train.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That last song from that last scene in that last episode, did you hear
Hmm.
it?
Yeah, but I can't remember it now.
I remember it because I've been listening to it every 3 days.
Mm.
And it is
Oh,
so
you downloaded it.
well, it's on my YouTube playlist, but
Hmm.
it was so amazingly good. Like I like this this music like got me so riled up for what's about to happen next. Like, cause I read the manga. What
Hmm.
happens next in this show is so action packed, so much depth, so much dismemberment, so much
Oh.
drama. Because they love to cry in this show, but it's so many flashbacks to so many demons eating so many families. It is so amazingly good, this next little arc, and I really love this part of the manga. Like it was really good.
Hmm.
But yeah, that last song,
And this is after, so you talk about after the Hashira training arc.
yes, when they fell in the little demon door
I
sliding
remember. I'm
place.
starting to remember. I'm starting to remember. But I
Hmm.
can see the last scenes in my head, but all I can hear playing is Smooth Criminal from all the memes they
Oh
made
my
about
God.
it. Because because Muzan did look like Michael Jackson walking into that Hashira camp.
Mm. Let me ask you a
But Movie
question.
Pass.
Yeah,
I got
movie
you. So
pass.
sorry.
Let's
Go ahead. Go
get
ahead. Go
back
ahead.
on
Sorry. Go
topic.
ahead.
No, 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 no. Movie pass. Let's do
Movie
it.
Pass.
Yes,
Movie
movie
Pass.
pass. Tell them
All right.
all
Movie
about our
Pass.
friends at Movie Pass.
Movie Pass is a subscription-based service that allows users to watch multiple movies in theaters for a monthly fee. And so how it works is that you pay Movie Pass and they give you a certain number of credits or points to use for the month. And you can manage those points to watch multiple movies in that month. So whether that's like whether that's like 20 points and then you're watching spending eight credits on this movie, five on that one, and then your whatever's left on the last movie, or whether you're just like spending 10 points on two opening night premieres, however you want to split that up. But Movie Pass makes it so that you're not paying $20 per movie.
Hmm.
So this subscription service, like once you use it, it pays for itself after the first use.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can
I
use it
love
at
movie
any
pass.
theater.
Any
Like
theater,
online,
any
you can buy it
drive-in.
online or in person.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
like
was
it's
a little bit
whatever.
I was a little bit confused as to like buying it online because it doesn't
Hmm.
really tell you what to do. And I called customer service. He was like, well, I didn't call him, but I emailed him and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get this um ticket till tomorrow because they're not gonna respond. They
Hmm.
responded in less than 15 minutes. Very
Mm.
nice.
Hmm.
Sent me a cute little guide on how to do it.
Okay.
It was so great customer service, and it was just a great overall experience. I really, really loved it. But
Yeah.
today I want to put you onto this anime. I'm putting you on this anime cautiously because
Hmm.
it's not on my Jardo Awards nominations yet because it's not over, but these
Hmm.
last couple of episodes have really hyped up my enthusiasm for this anime. And it is called Wisteria, Wand and Sword.
Mm.
Are you
Wisteria.
watching it?
I call it Wistoria, but go ahead.
It may be Wisteria. I'm not.
Until we hear somebody say it out loud. Wait, I think they did say it in the show, like the most recent. Are you caught up?
No, I'm like 2 episodes behind. Well, probably
Mm.
three today.
Okay.
But the fights in this episode are amazing, even though this is nothing but Black Clover revamped.
I mean, okay,
It's
yeah,
it's just
sure.
Black Clover revamped.
I don't think so.
Really? It's the
I
same
wouldn't.
thing. It's this
It is definitely
student
the
who
same. It was
doesn't
definitely the same, like non-magical person in the magical world trope. And I think I
exactly.
talked about this at the beginning of all
You
this, like
did.
at the beginning of the thing. But go ahead. I don't want to keep interrupting you.
Well, that's what you always do, so I'm just
I
used to
mean,
doing it.
I have some colorful commentary to add.
And that's what you're here for, the color commentator.
I know. That's what I'm doing my job, Jerry.
And I'm not complaining, DeMarcus.
Okay.
But Wisteria or whatever,
Hmm.
Styria, Wand and Sword, it's an amazing anime. The fight scenes were simply amazing. This last little, you need a ring light. This last little episode where he was fighting the ice mage, and he really just flounced on him easy. But then I was surprised again because his roommate.
Mm.
His roommate is not a a opponent for the main character. It's his roommate.
Oh, I think
And
I remember the most recent, the last episode from last week. It was the dating episode, wasn't it?
yes, the dating
Yeah.
episode. So he's on this date with this girl, and the girl meets the roommate for the first time, and she gets very jealous because the roommate and the main character do a lot of things together. Like they feed each other, the roommate will wipe his mouth, they shower together, they're very close. And then there's a scene where she's like, what are y'all doing? What's his relationship? And he's like, don't worry about it. What we have is what we have and what
I
we
think
always will have. And yeah, I love him and he loves me the best.
I think she was jealous. And
Very
I
jealous.
and I think she was jealous. He was making her jealous. He was doing all that shit on purpose.
Of course
Like,
he was.
yes, they are close. And I
Yes.
think he was hamming it up because he knew she was there. And because he knew that um the main character was going on this date, he was like, oh nah,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody taking you from me. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, no, I thought that was a funny episode too, because it was one point where he's like, they're like, hey, you gotta get your sword fixed. Like, go handle that so we can talk.
But
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely like this last episode that I saw.
It was definitely Monica and Brandy, the boy is mine.
Monica and Brandy,
Was
what?
it Monica and Brandy?
Monica. Oh, Monica and Brandy.
Yeah, the boy is mine.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's why I'm gonna put y'all on to this week. Do you have anything that you want to put them on to, DeMarcus?
Yeah, I've started watching Agatha all along.
Okay, okay. You caught up to date with episode 3.
Yeah. I'm caught up. I'm caught up. So I
Hmm.
was episode one was confusing, and I'm watching episode one. I'm just and I think and it was like, and I was like, they're doing like they do this show like a detective show, and she's like trying to figure out clues all the time. I'm gonna be so pissed because I'm not fucking feeling it. But that was just like an intro, and she was like trapped in this thing, and she had to get out, and that's all good, well and good. And now, like, what episode two and three, amazing. Episode
I
two and three,
mean,
exactly what I wanted from the show.
episode 1 was, and it's like only the first 15 minutes of episode 1 where she's still stuck in that parallel
Hmm.
reality, but it's just an homage to WandaVision. The first
Hmm.
5 or 6 episodes of WandaVision. It's just an homage to
Yeah,
that.
and I like that they got one of the folks that was trapped in uh Eastview with them when Wanda was taking over. They got. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's trying to, that hasn't started it.
Well, first of all, this is gonna come out 2 weeks later. They need to watch it. I've already put
Mm.
them onto it. You can spoil it.
Bet. So I like that they got Mrs. Hart or Shannon
Hmm.
in on the coven, and Shannon just doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, the way she was acting with that song, the Ballad of Witches Row, which is
Hmm.
another song that I've constantly have on that YouTube playlist. But the Ballad
Hmm.
of Witches Row was like, I don't know where this what song, I don't know the lyrics of this song. And then towards the middle, she was like, down, down, down the road, down the witches row. Yeah, I love that whole thing. Of course, Patti LaPone, her singing, her vocals, her
Hmm.
everything was amazing in that. I
Hmm.
love how the main actor is acting in this role. I love Agatha. Like this series is gonna be really, really, really amazingly good.
Yeah, I can already feel myself getting sad when it's over
Yeah, me too. Me too.
because this is a good one. I feel like they need to put Agatha in the MCU
I mean,
in
she
the,
is in the MCU.
in the cinematic universe.
Yeah, all that TV stuff is MCU. Like it's all linked.
Well, I mean, like silver screen. Like she needs to be in the next like Scarlet Witch movie or whatever.
Well,
But I am interested to see how it really went down with her trading her baby for the Darkhold. Like, was it like, oh, I'm excited to do this. Here's my baby. Give me the Darkhold, or was it like, this wasn't the deal. You're stealing my baby.
well, you know how it happened in comics. Her child's name is Nicholas. I think his
Hmm.
last name was Scratch. And
Hmm.
he was actually traded for the Darkhold by Mephisto. And
Mm.
the other thing you have to understand is the Darkhold is the book of
The damn.
um no
Mm.
Kython, who like Sidorak, Bands of
Hmm.
Sidorak, the
Hmm.
Jewel of Sidorak, which made
Hmm.
Juggernaut. Is
Hmm.
one of the elder gods in Marvel Universe who
Hmm.
were so powerful they decided to shunt themselves in another dimension and to have remnants of them in the material plane,
Hmm.
so they can come back. So yeah, he is one of those type of people, these Lovecraftian type of horrors. And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, I'm seeing I'm thinking big things for Agatha all along. And
Oh, so
whatever,
do
and,
you
and
think they're going to introduce Mephisto?
they said it was gonna be spooky. There were a demon in the demon with horns and wings and everything. That's not Mephisto's PO, but very demonic. And they're introducing demons
Hmm.
in this thing, and they said Mephisto's name, which we thought was going to happen in WandaVision and Doctor Strange, and it didn't.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't even think that the child is Wiccan anymore.
Mm.
And they think it
Who do you
might be
think it is?
Nicholas. So
Oh, you think it might be her child?
yeah.
That would be dope. That's what I was thinking. Because I had it in my head that it was Wiccan because I know we talked about that before. But the
Hmm.
more I watched it, the more I was like, this might be her child.
Yeah.
And whoever has been looking after him, put this little seal on him so he can't reveal himself.
Yeah.
Which I also thought was like a cool element. Like he couldn't say his name, and whenever he like talks about himself, like his voice just goes out.
Yeah. But yeah, Agatha all along. So yeah, both of us have recommended it now. So it's certified VGE.
Hmm.
All right. Okay.
Give it two
So
black geeks up.
all right, guys. So we are going to take a quick little commercial break, and we are going to
Mhm.
come right back for more Black Geek Energy.
BGE in. Hey Jared, I know we've talked a lot about Professor X. He comes up all the time, but what's like your main gripe with this man? Because I feel like he's done so much for the mutant community.
My main gripe changes with every new issue of X-Men. Professor X puts himself in all of these horrible situations, and now he is trying to take away the best age of the X-Men. But he has done stuff ever since his inception. And you know what, DeMarcus? I just wish that Professor X had somebody that he could talk to, basically.
I think he has plenty of philosophy factors. He's in like everybody's head, but it sounds like he's his heart is always in the right place, even if his methods aren't. But I don't think I'm the person to have that conversation with him. I couldn't tell him like, hey, Professor X, you don't know what you're doing. Like I know you mean well, but you're really fucking everything up.
Well, as a doctor of psychology, Professor X desperately needs to talk to somebody else who is in psychology to help him with his issues. And you know what? He needs to go straight to betterhelp.com/BGE pod to get a discount on a session. He needs to have
Yeah.
somebody talk to him about his rape charges, his
Wait a
underage
minute.
his underage girl admirations, um, putting everybody through that portal, abandoning his son, loving his other son in front of the son that he abandoned. Like there's so many things that he needs to talk about somebody with, and he has nobody. Because nobody told him that he needs to be the head of this Krakoa. Nobody told him he needs to be the head of that table. So he needs to talk to somebody
Right.
today. He needs to go
It
straight to betterhelp.com/BGE pod now.
it does sound like he has this like savior complex, and that's definitely something that the folks at BetterHelp could help him with. You know, if he goes to betterhelp.com/BGE pod, he will get 10% off, but I don't think he needs it. Isn't he like independently wealthy?
Now he has his grandfather's Nazi money, and that's how
Oh,
he is so wealthy.
so there's
Um,
probably some guilt in there he needs to work through too.
I mean,
Hello,
is it
hello, hello, and welcome back to the
is it?
best geek show out
But
there,
let's be for real.
Black Geek
Yeah,
folks that better help her know
Energy.
better than
Yeah,
me. We're
yeah,
glad to
they'll
have
know
you here,
better than
and
we
we're
do.
gonna go
But
ahead and get it
Professor
started with
X, if
a
you can hear
game,
this,
as we
you
always
need to go
do.
to betterhelp.com
For
pretty
those that are new
soon
here,
because you're
the way
getting
these
on my
games work
nerves. You're
is
getting on
DeMarcus is
everybody
the
else's
game
nerves.
master. He comes
All
up with the
right, so
games, the questions,
betterhelp.com says
answers,
BGE pod
judges
to
right
get
and
10%
wrong,
off
and
and do it
decides who
now,
wins.
please.
So I
Thank
am
you.
the master here, the alpha and omega, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah. Did you have a rebuttal or something?
No, I'm just the
Oh,
Alpha and Omega. Like
okay.
that's wow.
Yeah. I because it starts with me and ends with me.
Mm.
Um, just a squirrel in my world trying to get a nut. Today's game, we're gonna play some trivia, and I have dubbed this trivia game the signature move shuffle.
Okay.
So we're gonna be talking about some. I'm gonna ask you some questions, or I'm gonna describe some characters from some popular video games, and you are going to tell us their signature move.
All right.
How does that sound?
Sounds pretty simple.
Okay, great, great. I love that. I love it when the games sound simple because they usually are. Um, and you're gonna have to tell me the name of the move. You can't just describe the move to me. You can't like if like if Colossus's signature move is explosion, you can't be like, oh, the move where he like explodes and like makes a big boom. No,
No, it's ah. That's Colossus' signature move. That's what it's called in the guidebook. So,
No,
all
no. You got to tell me the name of the move,
right.
or at least just get close.
Okay.
Um, I'll be the judge of whether you're close enough to get the point.
Of course.
I am going to ask 10 questions, and let's just say you need 5 points to win because let's some of these might be hard. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Um. Uh. Oh, you got a whole notepad for this thing. Okay.
I always have a notepad whenever we play games.
Sure. Um. I think that this would be a better game for if Arsene or Joseph ever comes back because
Sure.
they know video games. But
Yeah, I did think about that, and I thought about Arson talking shit in the player Discord. So I made this game and I'm playing it when he's not on the show. Because fuck him.
wow. Well.
And if he
Guess
ever comes back, we'll play it again.
yeah.
Or maybe I'll do a guest appearance on the player just to run a few games with you.
They don't want us to go on their podcast for some reason. Because I've
What?
asked a couple of times, they're always like, no, you can't come on. And I'm like, but I'm always thinking like I always have you on, but like
Mm.
you need to open up the doors and let
Where's the
somebody else in.
reciprocity?
Yeah, where's the reciprocity, the
The
property?
reciprocation. The reciprocity, the reciprocation, the tit for
But
tat.
the tit
The
for
you scratch
tat.
my back, I scratch yours. You jack me off,
Exactly.
I jack yours.
Well, you know. But I don't hold any grudges because they're both great guests. But I'm like,
Hmm.
open the
Yeah.
doors to the church and let
Hmm.
your people in instead of just
Yeah.
being so stingy all the time. But whatever.
Mm. Okay. Are you ready?
Hmm.
You understand what we're doing?
Hmm.
All right. Number one.
Okay.
Uh, this blue hedgehog sets out to redefine what too fast, too furious means with this iconic move. Literally transforming into a blue ball of speed. Everybody knows him as Sonic, and we know speed is his game. What is his signature move called?
Running. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
you didn't answer, so I'm guessing that was wrong. You say he turns into
I
the
thought you
blue
was being
ball.
facetious. I
No,
thought you was being facetious.
I
So I
was
gave
being
you a
for
moment to.
real. I was being for real.
No, 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 no.
And and
You were being
I
facetious.
was being for real. That's his signature move. Everybody knows Sonic because he runs. Like if you talk to video gamers, they might say, "Oh, when he does his little dash attack, that's something different." But if
Hmm.
you ask my mom what
So what's his
Sonic is
signature
known
move,
for, it
Jared?
is it's
We don't need all
running.
this hoopla. We don't need all this explanation. I already did the explanation. You just need to answer the question. What is his signature move
I'm
called?
gonna give explanations on this podcast. That's what the people want. But I'm gonna say
Mm,
the spin dash attack.
that is correct. It is called the spin dash. Jared, you got one.
See, I needed all that time to think about what it was because I was about to
Hmm.
say running for real.
Running. Hold on, get my notes together. Okay, bet. All right. We all love to play the
Mhm.
sexy, sexy Bayonetta game.
Oh
Um,
no.
she's got all kinds of guns on her in her hands, on her feet. She's pulling them out of places we can only imagine. But she does have a signature move that she uses to crush the large angels that are out to get her. What is that signature move called?
I'm gonna go with the sexy hair whip slash.
The what?
The hair whip slash.
That's wrong. And
Okay.
I don't know why you would. Why would it be so many words? Like Bayonetta's not even that kind of game. Bayonetta's signature move is called Climax.
Well, that makes sense. But hair
Hmm.
whip slash it's just three words. Like chill out. Chill out with me, Marcus.
Mm. Mm. Okay, let's take it back. Let's take it back. Um, in the game Donkey Kong Country, we play as the Great Ape Donkey Kong,
Okay.
and other members of the Kong family, but we talking about Donkey Kong, DK. Excuse me.
Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong is here.
I hope you know these signature moves like you know these songs. Um, with the signature move,
Wow.
he bangs the earth so hard that the enemies around him all fall. What is his signature move called?
I've never played Donkey Kong. I never wanted to play Donkey
You never
Kong.
played Donkey Kong Country?
No, I never wanted to play Donkey
Jared,
Kong.
every day you reveal more how you lied on your resume and got this job.
Yeah, you just got you say that every week and it's still false every time you say it. But I've never played Donkey Kong. A black person playing a video game about a bear made by no, not a bear, but a gorilla made by
Mhm.
Japanese people. It seems kind of racist to me. Seems kind of racist. So,
Well,
no,
when the game it was made for everyone, so I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it was made by everyone. And who could afford video games in the 1980s but white people? So who do you think that the black people?
Uncommon Country is from the 90s, by the way.
All right, great. So I know that then you're talking about it's when he pounds the earth
Hmm.
and I'm just gonna say the ground pound.
It is the ground pound.
Hmm,
I
well,
feel like I'm giving these away.
I play Super Smash Brothers, so that's like a signature move in Smash
Oh, that's
Brothers.
where you got it from. That's where
Yeah.
you got it from. All right, all right, all right. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. The next one is from one of our favorite games that we played a lot together during college.
Dungeons and Dragons,
You know,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Marvel versus we didn't play Dungeons and Dragons until after college, but we played Marvel versus Capcom all the time with Lorante. One of the characters that you could be on that game was Cyclops. And we all know Cyclops' mutant ability is to be able to shoot his eye beams. But what is
They're
his
concussive
signature
blast.
move
Get it
called?
right.
Sure.
What
Get
is
this
his?
signature move right.
I don't. I was never
And
Cyclops
it's
in the
I feel like
game.
it's easy because he yelled the name of the move every time you used it in Marvel vs.
Demarcus, were
Capcom.
we ever Cyclops? Were me, you, or Lorante ever Cyclops? No,
I'm sure I
no,
used Cyclops like once or
no, you
twice, but
didn't.
he was
You
not a common
were
character.
Spider-Man
He
and
was not a
Iron
common
Man.
character.
I was Storm and Doctor Doom, and Lorante was also not Cyclops, but
Mhm, 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 mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know. I would just say, uh, he would always yell Gene when he did his little eye beams.
His signature move is called Gene.
Yes. Yes.
I just want to make sure
Final
that that's the
answer.
answer you give.
Final answer. He loves
You
her.
you're an idiot. You're an idiot, and I hate you because Cyclops' signature move is called Optic Blast, which makes a lot more sense than Gene.
I mean, it makes more sense, but I think that Gene would be better. It's funnier too.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. All right. The next one, number five.
Okay.
You you two for four right now.
All right.
Never has a signature move warranted so much authority as this one. Uh, when we talk about Scorpion, this is synonymous with the character. And it's usually
Scorp.
followed by,
Oh, from
and it's
Mortal
usually,
Kombat. Yeah.
and when he yells his signature line, "Get
Mm-hmm.
over here," it's usually followed by like a kunai attached to a rope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like once he hits you with it, he pulls you to him.
Yeah.
What is this signature move called?
The get over here rope. I don't know.
Hmm. Well,
It's
it,
like it's something in Japanese,
I
ain't
think
it?
I think colloquially,
Yeah.
colloquially,
Yeah.
colloquially,
Mm-hmm.
it is called. We do refer to it as the "get over here," but since I already said over here, that's not the answer.
I mean, so but
I want the actual name of the
in black communities is called
movie.
the get over here. So on Black Geek Energy, we are going to use the black answer. So I was
So we're trying
right.
to educate and uplift our black geeks and teach them the actual name of this attack right now. So Jared, what is it? Don't keep them waiting.
The get over
Inform
here.
them.
You know, if my grandma said something is right, then it's right.
Your
So
grandma didn't play Mortal Kombat, and you're not
how
gonna
you know?
convince
How
me
you
she
know what she
did.
played?
And you're not gonna and stop, stop digressing. Stop going on all these damn tangents and
I
answering
already
damn
told you my
questions.
answer. My answer is the get over here rope.
That's wrong. I just told you because I said get over here. You cannot see Iggy over here. So say
So we
something else.
both were right.
No,
Okay, well, I'm still holding true to get. Can I call in a friend?
no, you can't call it no goddamn friend.
All right, well, get
I'm
over
your
here.
friend.
The get over here rope. That's my final
Get
answer.
over here, bro. That sounds like something in a sex dungeon.
Wow.
Scorpion's attack is called spear attack.
No, I don't like that. I like to get over here rope better.
To get over here. Okay, halfway through, Jared, and you have 2 points. You only
No.
need three more.
Well, no, I got 3 points, guys. Yeah,
Okay. Um, you ready for the next one?
I
Number six?
am.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Being taught the legendary technique from their master, Goken, these two Street Fighter pioneers were the ones to usher this move into the fighter series through sheer willpower, control of ki, and a spoonful of video game magic. An energy wave can be emitted from their palms, leaving their opponents immobilized. What is this Street Fighter signature move called?
Oh, like what game is he talking about? Um, uh,
Ryu and King, both
Ryu,
people.
the Hidoken, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Jerry, that's what it's called.
Or in black communities, the energy ball.
No, it's called Hadoken. They yell Hadoken every time they use it.
Yeah. I
For for a bonus point, what is their other move called?
the Hadoken with fire. I don't fire
No,
Hadoken.
no. This one is the spinning attack.
Oh, the
Disrespectful to Japanese people, and I hope they hear
That's what
this
he does.
and cancel you.
He goes, do it,
All right, forget it. The other move is called the Shoryuken.
Oh yeah, the Shoryuken. Shoryuken. Yeah.
hmm
I only know
Um,
those because I did play Street Fighter, but I was always Chun-Li, like every gay character.
mm. Okay, okay, okay. Cool, 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 cool. All right. In The Legend of Zelda, where the main character's name is Link and not Zelda, he is a sword-wielding elf person, um, and has remained one of Hyrule's most powerful fighters, heroes, however you would like to describe him.
Hmm.
This is an all-around offensive attack that lets him attack everyone around him. What is Link's signature move called?
Is this the one where he twirls in a circle?
Yes.
Okay, so the circle twirl. The
If you're not gonna
circle.
take my games seriously, we don't have to play them.
No, the circle twirl. I really like because like every time I did it, I said circle twirl. Like, what did you
You,
say?
if you are not gonna take my games seriously, we don't have to play them, Jared. We don't have to
But
do this. We can
the
replace this part of the podcast with something else.
the markets. If it's not circle, is it so is it the spin? The spin swirl, the spin attack, just the spin attack. But I always said
It
circle
is
twirl in my
it is
mind.
called the spin attack, but I'm not giving you the point for being disrespectful.
Oh my
Put
God,
that in your
Mark.
ass and fuck it.
He's really mad, y'all. Okay. All right. Look, this is stuff that I call them in my house when I'm playing the game. What do you call it?
I call it the hope I don't die. But come on, don't die. Get it together, Link.
I mean, like, twirl,
I'm like,
twirl,
come on, bro,
twirl.
come on. Okay. This is a more recent game. For me, the heyday of this game was in college. I played it a lot in college, and I think you were playing it at the same time. I feel like the dynamic we have with BGE 3 is the same dynamic we had with this game. You always like checking in, seeing what I was doing, seeing where I was at in the game. Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls 5. Um, in Skyrim, a big part of the game is that you are the Dovahkiin, and they have these shouting things that they can do. Um, and the move is mostly for staggering and launching opponents away from you. But players tend to use it more as like a battle cry. Um, for the chaos that usually ensues after this move. So what is, and it's the first one you learn, what is this signature move called from Skyrim for
I
the
always
dope?
I always call it force push, but it is in the song. So um they say it in the song, I don't even know those words. The and I do like the song. I have the song on my playlist. So it's a hold up, whoo.
No, it's not. It's not that. I think that's a different spell.
Yes, it is. It's the force push one where you push and
I
there are
mean,
three
you are
levels.
describing it correctly, but as I said at the beginning of this game, you have to give me the name, and I will decide if you're
Oh my
close
God.
enough to
It's a
use the name.
shout in like Viking Slavic. I don't know those words.
And
Did you
they
ever say what the
and
shout was when you were
as
playing?
you unlock the spell, they tell you each word to it, and then every time you use it, he says it.
Wow. So if you weren't looking at it right now, did you know what that word was yesterday?
Yeah,
No, you didn't. You did
yes, I
not.
did.
All right. All
It's
right.
called the
So,
Fus Roda,
all right.
and in English, in the common tongue, it's not force push; it's unrelenting
It is
force.
force push.
It's
It is force
unrelenting force.
push. It is force push. It is force push.
It's
And I don't
not.
care
It's
what
not Star
nobody
Wars. It's
says.
not force push.
Well, it is force push. It is Star Wars because it's in a galaxy far, far away. So you don't know if it's Star Wars or not because they just haven't been on that planet yet.
Jared, we are at 8 questions, and you are at 3 points. You need to get these last two right to win the game.
I'm getting these questions right. This is what I caught these moves. Oh my God. Okay. Come on.
All right, this one I think it's made famous by Super Smash Brothers. Um, so if you think you got Rose Rage, just talk to the captain. Knocking his opponents into a fiery shaped blaze wouldn't be complete without his exclamation of his signature move that he says every time he uses it. Um, Signifying it as one of the most signature of all signature moves. This F-Zero Racer's most powerful move. Um, got a slow charging time with some predictability, but if you are good at Smash, then this is one of the best moves to have in your arsenal. What is Captain Falcon's signature move?
Falco punch.
I'll take it. It's the Falcon Punch.
He doesn't
That is
say
correct.
Falcon. He says Falco punch.
He
You
says
haven't even
Falcon.
played the game.
He says Falcon Punch.
He says Falco punch.
When we finish this episode, I want you to go look it up on YouTube.
I
He
can
said,
look it up right now.
why would his name be Captain Falcon? And he says, and he does not say Falcon Punch, and he says Falco Punch.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not Japanese. And you said that maybe this move was famous in the Super Smash Bros. Game. Of course it was famous in Super Smash Bros. Game. He doesn't get off his car in his own game.
I
So you don't even know what you're talking about,
said
DeMarcus.
it was made famous in the
You said
uh
it may
Smash Brothers
have been
game.
made famous.
I mean, it might have been famous before that in something
It
different, but
wasn't famous before that because he doesn't get out his car.
I didn't say anything about his own game. I did not say anything about his own
What
game.
other games is DeMarcus? What other games is he even in?
I don't know. I don't play all the Nintendo stuff.
Oh my God, I guess. All right.
Shit.
Okay.
Anyway, last one.
And it's Falco Punch.
We all have a soft spot for Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
Ever since the old 80s movie or 90s movie where he
90s
transformed into that big lizard?
dragon.
He turns into a dragon? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he breathe fire in the movie? I ain't see it.
I don't
Um,
remember that movie at all.
but this person's signature move, he leaps into the air and beats you with his feet like he's from the DMV. Um, what is Liu Kang's signature move called?
Who's
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang? I was always Melania, so I don't know this signature move.
And he doesn't say it when he uses it. So
Yeah, so I like what you said, the beat your feet.
beat your feet.
So yeah, I would go and beat your feet for a
Bounce and beat
thousand.
your feet. Bounce and beat your feet. No, it's not called the beat your feet, Jared.
Wow.
It is called the bicycle kick.
All right. That's a good kid.
Hmm.
That was actually a fun one.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. You lost. And if you weren't being an asshole, you could have won.
I mean, Demarcus.
Hmm.
Demarcus.
But no, that was a great game, Jerry. You gave it a great try. 4 out of 5 points. You were a hair's breadth away from winning. And we'll bring this one back since you enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. We'll bring this one back.
Demarcus, how many of these silly games that you come up with your partner ChatGPT have I ever won? And be for real.
I was keeping count at first, but I stopped.
Yeah.
So I have you at
Because it
at
was like
least
zero.
no, I have you at least three because you win pretty often.
No, I
I
don't.
would say you win every other.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
All right. All right,
Especially when
Demar
you have guests on.
I didn't with Kevin. Kevin
Well,
killed me.
Kevin, well, there were. I think that one was just bad luck on the draw, like because he went first, so he got a lot of like the older questions, which he had like that, and then when it flipped and he was getting like some of the newer questions, he already had enough points to win the game, and
Mm.
you weren't getting the newer questions.
Mm. So I'm not good at new stuff or old stuff. I'm just not good at all. So,
I
all
mean, I think you would have got the new ones, but if it had been your turn when the new ones came up.
right. Um, Demarcus, I am not at all prepared for this one. I think I looked at our list last time and I
Hmm.
saw that it was one that you brought up
Is
on
it?
the yeah.
Hmm.
Are you prepared for this episode?
I thought this was one that you brought up.
No. No, not at all. At least I don't think so. Wait, what's it called?
They are stronger than you think.
I don't even know what that's about.
I just assumed it was characters that like are stronger than they appear, like Plastic Man.
Okay.
Do you want to do
So,
a different topic, Jared?
um, we can do they are stronger than you think. Or are we doing just comic book heroes or anime
All
or
of it. All of it. All characters are fair game.
let me see. We can do they are stronger than you think.
Hmm.
Because there are a lot of good um heroes and villains that are much more stronger than meets the eye. Um, let's see. Who is one?
I know Plastic Man is one, and because I hear a lot of people talk about how Plastic Man is so much more powerful than everyone thinks.
Yeah, Plastic Man is one. Actually, he is going through something right now in his own comic book, but he is a pretty powerful character. Of course, he can
Mhm.
shape change. He is kind of invulnerable to all physical attacks, i.e. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let me remind you. Let me finish my thought now. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
A la Dungeons and Dragons. He uh can stretch nearly infinitely
Hmm.
um, into whatever he is looking to do. I think that his stretching powers exceed that of Mr. Fantastic. But yeah, I think that Fascinator is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he gets underestimated a lot because stretching powers are not that impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what makes him different from someone like Elongated Man or Reed Richards is that um Plastic Man is not just like stretching. He is molding and stretching. And
Mm-hmm.
he can configure his body to fit in any space as opposed to just like being able to stretch it into a longer shape. And it's near limitless. And recently DC's like removed his weakness to fire, so he makes him even more powerful.
Oh
Um
wow.
yeah. And so being made of plastic, like a lot of times he can take like a hell of a beating because he can just if he is hit, it's like hitting silly putty and
Mm-hmm.
you're like he's absorbing the force and dissipating it, and your blows aren't really doing anything. If you're cutting him, he's just kind of like putting himself back together after each cut. um and it is even said that he is stronger than Superman or will beat Superman in a fight because like he did to the Flash in Injustice, he would just like uh stretch his own body into that of Superman's like he did the Flash and choke his brain.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he could just like fill your lungs up with himself and suffocate you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he would ever do that though.
Yeah, and I'm glad people who have these kinds of powers are usually heroes
Yeah.
because Plastic Man will be a fucking menace.
Um, First, I wanted to say that I did get um the 2004 edition of Dungeons and Dragons. And
2024?
yeah, 2024. I always do that. Yeah, I did get that. I haven't started reading it yet. Looking
Hmm.
forward to reading it, but yeah, I'm really interested
You want to read it
in
page for page like a novel?
yeah,
Mm.
I want to be informed.
Okay. So you got the physical books or did you get them
I got the PDF.
like the free downloadable?
Yes,
Mm.
but it wasn't free.
Mm. Okay. I was thinking about buying them on D&D Beyond.
I mean, it unlocks a whole bunch of stuff if you do that.
Say again?
It unlocks a whole bunch of stuff if you do that.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I was thinking about it. But do you have
Um,
another
yes,
that's
yes,
stronger than you
yes,
think?
yes, yes, I do. I would like to say Sue Storm. You
Okay,
know,
that's a good one.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Invisible Woman.
yeah. People think that, all she does is
Turn
turn
invisible.
invisible,
Mm-hmm.
and then they say that all she can do as a secondary power is, have little orbs that she can float in or little bubbles. But no, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, you need to put some respect on her name.
Mm.
Not only is the king of the full sea trying to get
Mm.
with her,
Mm-hmm.
but also she's a
She's a married woman.
doctor.
You can stop.
Exactly. She's a doctor of archaeology. So
Mm.
so you
Mm.
need to respect her.
She
And
got a doctorate in digging in the dirt.
yeah,
That's cute.
hold on, hold on. Are you coming for her doctorate degree?
Not at all, because I don't have no doctorate degree. So who am I to talk?
Exactly. But yeah, but she also has a her scope over manipulating
Mm-hmm.
light is
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. First of all, she can make heart-like projectiles,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., her discs that she floats on or her bubbles that she will trap you in. But then one of her best powers that she doesn't use is she can make you have an aneurysm. She can put a bubble in your brain, make it like cellular size and then
Mm-hmm.
expand it so that it pops and it
Mm.
immediately make you die. She
Mm.
can actually remove layers of your body like a x-ray machine. So it will be skin, muscle, fat,
Mm-hmm.
bone. She has such precise control over her powers. One time she and this was recently, she shielded New York from a meteor storm. She
Hmm.
projected her powers into outer space, and yeah, she shielded New York. So yeah, she is an extremely powerful woman, extremely smart, and she goes through so much with not Franklin, but with Reed Richards, who
Hmm.
isn't a good husband, father, or anything for that family. But yeah, I would say Sue Storm.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one wholeheartedly. Sue Storm is definitely a lot stronger than people give her credit for, and I think because, like with a lot of heroes, like they limit themselves morally, which is why they can't do or don't do all the things that they could. And I think one thing about Sue, is that her powers, she like as she's gotten older, she's come to understand her powers more, and that's why she can do all of these things like peel your skin off with a force field right under the first layer or something like that. Like she could torture you to death, or
Yeah,
torture you and keep you alive.
yeah. And let's also um put into the consideration of how strong she is, internally, because she's also a mom. Then she's
Mm,
a second mom to a lot of the people that she actually brings into her house.
hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, not only is powerful, um, externally with her power, she's also very powerful internally. And
Mm,
people
I agree.
always don't give her just due.
Yeah. If raising kids is hard, raising superpower kids has to be super hard.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
especially Valeria.
You think
Valeria
Valeria is a
ran,
problem child?
yes, Valeria ran away while she was 6 to Latveria and is
Hmm.
somehow convinced Doom to be his god, their god, his godfather.
Mm. Wait, wait,
Yes,
wait.
Valeria is a
Valyria
problem
convinced
child.
Doom to be her godfather?
Yes, you didn't
Okay.
know that?
I did not know that. No.
But Doom's in the family.
Mm, mm. Uncle Daddy Doom.
Exactly.
Mm. I got another one. I'm gonna say Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't see a lot of what he can do in the Star Wars movies. Like we see a lot of what he can do, but we don't see like the true extent of his powers. Um, and I think he gets the short end of a stick because he's not super force sensitive like a Luke or an Anakin is, or even a what's the girl's name? Ahsoka.
Hmm.
But um but he was close to becoming a Jedi Knight, but then Qui-Gon decided to adopt him as an apprentice after seeing Obi-Wan's potential. Um, he eventually became like a master of the Force and skilled with the lightsaber, and he was able to defeat the most powerful lightsaber duelist in the galaxy, General Grievous.
Hmm.
Oh, the most powerful duelist and General Grievous, two different people.
Yeah.
Because you remember Grievous was taking out everybody, but
Yeah.
he also beat I think Darth Maul was like the best duelist in the galaxy at the time.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, Obi-Wan went on slouch. And if we're talking about internal strength too, you know what I'm saying? He raised Anakin, took that man out of poverty and, raised him to be the one of the worst Darth Lords that the galaxy's ever seen,
Right.
but
Right.
still made him a great man. Great and terrible, but great nonetheless.
Right. 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 I think a lot of his power was revealed in his show that came on Disney Plus, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, when he actually went up against his protege. Um, so yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
or not his protege, but
His master?
no, because he went up against Darth Vader. Darth Vader isn't, because he was Luke's
He
person,
was both.
right?
He was
Oh,
both,
oh
wasn't
yeah, yeah. He was like the Force Ghost for Luke, and he was
he?
Anakin's person. Okay, so yeah,
Hmm.
he actually went up against uh
Darth
Darth
Vader.
Vader in that show, and
Mhm.
it was a standstill, but ultimately I think that he won and he walked away from it. But
Yeah. But he beats Anakin. He beats Darth Maul.
mhm,
He beats General Grievous. Uh, who else? Fights Vader to a stalemate.
mhm,
I think that's all I got off the top of my head. But yeah, but Obi-Wan, I feel like Obi-Wan ain't no slouch. And I think what when I first started watching Star Wars as a kid, what impressed me about Obi-Wan is like his Jedi mind trick. And then as I got older and started playing Star Wars and started getting more into the universe, a lot of times that Jedi mind trick shit don't work.
right. It's
But
definitely
I've
not going to
never
work against another Force person.
but I've never seen Obi-Wan fail at a Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to see your um person. I would like to say Chainsaw Man. Now
Mm.
we all know that Chainsaw Man can uh fight demons. He's powerful, he's
Hmm.
bloody. He just wants to get laid in the manga. But I don't think
Hmm.
that people realize the contextual complexity of Chainsaw Man and what he
Hmm.
does for the Chainsaw Man universe. So
Hmm.
Chainsaw Man is, I would say, they're that that like this episode says, we don't know that he's that strong because Chainsaw Man has the most unique power in all of Demon Kind. They all have
Hmm.
their powers. But
Hmm.
Chainsaw Man power is if he eats something, because in the chainsaw world, all of their fears are demons, like water, darkness,
Mm.
death, chainsaws, guns. That's and the gun demon was why this whole thing kicked off. So
Hmm.
Chainsaws Man power, and this is why that girl wants him so bad.
Hmm.
His power is if he eats one of these demons, that concept of fear is gone. So it has been stated that in this world, hold on, let me pull it up. Does it
Hmm.
say right here? Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so these are the demons that Chainsaw Man has eaten, and it completely erased this concept of the world.
Hmm.
The ear demon, and when he did this in the last episode or the last one I read of the manga,
Hmm.
everybody's ear was gone. So
Everybody's
humans,
ears were gone.
yeah, yeah, no more ears. Demons, not demons, but they showed an elephant with no ears,
Mm.
dogs, people, of course.
Hmm.
He, um, okay, he um ate the Nazi demon. So
Mm.
Nazis in that world are non-existent and never have been.
Okay.
The World War II demon,
Mm.
completely inexistent. AIDS, the AIDS devil, that disease is non-existent. Nuclear war, that devil is non-existent. Having a sixth sense, he ate that devil, is non-existent. He also ate the war devil. And the war devil is non-existent. But this list was 16 things long. So he eats these demons, and
Hmm.
then that concept of that whole world, it's like it was never here in the first place.
This sounds like a lot. This sounds a lot like Undead Unluck. Because when they like destroy like one of the things, it erases it from the universe, or if they or when they bring up a new one. Like the one that comes to mind is the UMA galaxy. When it
Mhm,
came into existence, then we could see stars and planets and shit like that.
mhm,
And everybody else's memories just like update to like, oh, we've always had this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, no, I've been watching the show for 6 episodes and there's been no stars in the sky
Mm.
until
Yeah.
just now. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but
I
that's
do
cool.
remember that,
I didn't
but
know that
yeah,
about Chainsaw Man.
yeah,
And
yeah. I
so,
mean, it's kind of a spoiler because it wouldn't happen till after uh the next arc that they were leading up to. But yeah, that's when they explain his power and why everybody is so gung ho about
hmm
him, about this child
hmm
who who is like worthless. But yeah, he eats these
not worthless.
concepts. Yeah, he's not worthless, but you see this guy who was
hmm
down on his luck his entire life,
hmm
literally eating poop, doesn't have $3 to his name,
Mm,
and then he befriends this minuscule puppy-like demon.
hmm
'Cause you
Yeah.
don't think he can do all that?
Yeah, you wouldn't. And that's some resilience in and of itself to be able to go from the streets, to your feet.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So in Chainsaw Man, do these demons come into existence and then the thing that they represent, or does the thing that they represent exist and then those things create the demon and it just
Those
becomes
things create demons. So
Mhm.
the it's the fear of that thing. So everybody's
So
afraid of
people
the
are afraid of
dark.
ears because there was an ear demon,
I don't know. Yes, I guess so. I guess so. People are
or
afraid
they're
of
afraid of
ears,
things like happening to their ears.
probably,
So this
but
ear demon became the thing that happens to folks' ears.
it just said ears. And it
Mm,
in the manga, everybody's ears was gone.
mm,
But darkness came first. The actual darkness, and then people's
mm,
fear of darkness came second. And then from that
mm,
fear came the demon. That's why the larger the fear is, the bigger the
mhm. Stronger
or
than
more
demon.
powerful the demon. So like
Hmm
darkness, death, those are very powerful primordial demons. Chainsaw is a little puppy demon.
hmm
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. That is the chainsaw world.
I like that. That's dope.
Can you not play with your
What?
air pit hair,
Are we
armpit
live?
hair?
Did everybody
Oh
see
my God.
that?
Yes, everybody saw that.
Okay, I got another one. Himdall or Heimdall from Thor. He's one of my
Okay.
favorites, but I think he's hella underrated and hella underused. I love that Idris Elba played him in the movies, but I feel like I always really fucked with Heimdall anyway. But mm, 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 mm. Uh, Heimdall is I forget what he's like the god of in Asgard, but I don't think he's necessarily the god of anything. But he protects Asgard from invaders. He's giving the all sight by the All Father, so he can see everything. He can peer through the I guess the veil of the world tree or whatever. I don't know. The realm between realms, and he can watch Thor and other people as they act on different realms from his own. Um, Still like one of the lesser gods when it comes to like the gods on Asgard. So he's not quite as powerful as like Odin or Thor. But still has like incredible physical strength, can lift like 50 tons. Um, Above average agility and a pretty respectable like healing factor. But what really sets him apart is that like that all sight that he has, that perception. So not only can he see anything in any realm that's not being like obscured or hidden on purpose, but even that is like it's like I can see everything, but then I can't see this thing, so I know something's there. So because
Mm,
he's like dumb smart too, but he has the ability to like foresee events through a combination of like logic and like baseline psychic abilities.
mm,
So he can't see the future, but he can guess what's going to happen based on what he's seeing in the present.
hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, man.
Yes, I definitely like Heimdall too. I especially liked him even more when Idris Elba had the role.
Hmm
Heimdall in Norse mythology was the watchman of the gods, so not
Mm.
necessarily a god, but um the thing with Heimdall is he can see everything everywhere all at once. So
Mm.
he is looking at Thor, he is looking at you, he is looking at me, he is
hmm
looking at everything, and he is, sees
hmm
all this information. And he's trying to what's that called? Um uh when you
Process it.
process it, yeah, process all this information at once. So I mean that in itself takes a lot
Hmm
because I can barely process my own self, not alone.
You can barely process what you see directly in front of you.
Exactly. Um, not at all everything that's happening in the nine realms. So yes,
Mm.
Heimdall is a extremely powerful person, and he deserves to be given his roses. Yeah,
And that's what we're doing today.
right.
Shout out Heimdall.
All right. One more person that I am going to say is Cypher, Doug Ramsey.
Mm.
Doug
I really
Ram,
do like Cypher, but why is he stronger than I think?
I want to tell you. Doug
Hmm
Ramsey's power is, being an expert linguist. He
hmm
can automatically know all of the languages that he hears, including the languages of extraterrestrial beings, the language of sentient animals,
hmm
body language,
hmm
subtle clues. And when he
hmm
was on Limbo, because that whole realm is like a language of magic, then he was
hmm
like an expert sorcerer, and he
Mm.
could cast spells, and he could do all those good things. Um
Yeah.
I I am in by me saying Doug Ramsey, I am in the same little circle as Apocalypse because he just named Doug Ramsey his heir in the comic
Mm.
books.
I did not
So,
know that.
Doug Ramsey is the
I
new
thought
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse whole thing was like I want to live forever and I'm still in bodies. It's the
Well,
invasion of the body snatchers, and I'm the snatcher.
not after Krakoa,
Okay.
because after Krakoa, what happened was, they all turned on Apocalypse because Apocalypse still wanted Krakoa to be, as did I. So they all turned on Apocalypse, and he said, "Okay, well, I need a new heir because obviously my work for mutants, which
hmm
is only trying to uplift the species, ain't working." So he tried to get some younger blood. There was about 12 people who were in the running, from Doug Ramsey to Sinister,
hmm
um, and Laura McKinney was in there. Doug Ramsey won. He is the
hmm
new Apocalypse, the
Hmm.
reigning Apocalypse, and yeah, his power of uh linguistic, he
hmm
was, in my opinion, probably the most powerful person on Coca-Cola. Because he wasn't in the mix, but he was of the mix. He sat
Yeah.
there on that tree with the face. And he said, actually, I don't like he talked and he had comments on everything, but he wasn't of the circle. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he was on our first for Coca-Cola. He was a big voice of mutants. He did a lot of crazy things
hmm
during that run, including freeing Sabretooth. But
Mm.
but yeah, I would say Doug Ramsey is my um person that, he's stronger than you think.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And I like the way when I first heard about Doug, I enjoyed him as a character. It's like, oh, understanding English language, pretty cool, pretty useful mutant ability to have in real life. Would love it. And then once I kept reading about him and I saw how they expanded the meaning of language so far, I was like, oh, I was like, this makes it very nearly, in my opinion, an Omega level mutant ability.
Mm,
because not only can I understand and speak languages that I hear or read, I can if it's a body language like your meat like you said earlier, if it's fighting, because fighting is just the language of fists, I can then speak that fighting language fluently.
yeah.
So just by fighting with someone, he can learn to fight. My question is, can does he remember these languages once he's done, or is it like I can speak any language, I can understand and speak any language as long as I'm interacting with it, but as soon as I stop, like if I'm talking to somebody in French, I can have a whole conversation with them in French. But if I turn around and start speaking to you in English and you ask me what they said, it's not, or yeah, and you ask, or if you ask me like how to say something that didn't come up in French,
Mm. I
might not be
don't,
able to help. I'm asking. I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly because that's a lot of languages, and I don't, is he remembering them all?
so I think he does remember. I don't think he forgets them.
Hmm.
And I only say that because we haven't seen him since the Air Apocalypse run, but he didn't forget for
Hmm.
Cohen. Um, but yeah, I don't think that he forgets them.
Hmm.
If you're thinking like how does he dream? I don't think that he dreams in just one language, but I think that his power allows him to understand language so that, you know, forgetting or remembering languages is
Hmm.
irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a good point. Does his power make remembering a language stupid?
yeah.
Learning it analog. Yeah.
All right, Demarcus, let's do one more. Is there anybody else that you like to say who is not as who is as strong as well who is stronger than we think?
Let me see if there's anyone else. No one comes to mind most immediately.
All right, I'll do
Um,
one.
you got one?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay, great.
Um, Finally, last on this list is Eden Fissy. I'm probably saying that wrong. That's an Aboriginal name from Australia.
Hmm.
Um, he is better known as Manifold. He has the power to, and
Mm.
like in the beginning, he just had the power of teleporting, like his grandfather,
One spot
who,
to another.
yeah, his grandfather could swing this thing above his head and create
Hmm.
portals. He came along and he could create portals, but it was brought up and it was said that he didn't just create portals anywhere. He folded the whole universe to allow himself to go from one place to the other. So that
Mm.
means that he talks to the universe. He has direct communication lines with
Hmm.
the whole outer space. um so
And
yeah,
so, in that dynamic, can space tell him no? Can he be like, "Oh, I want to fold you up and go from Paris to Atlanta," and the universe will just be like, "Nah, I don't want to do it."
I don't think that the universe tells him no. I think the universe lets him know what's on the other side and if
Hmm.
that is a good idea for him to be there or not.
Hmm.
Um, like how fish don't tell Aquaman no. I don't
Hmm.
think that that the universe tells him no. But he actually, oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna say with Aquaman, do you think that's like a compulsion, or do you think he just real cool with the fish?
I think it's a compulsion that the fish
Hmm.
do what he says,
Hmm. Hmm.
even
Okay.
though he asks them politely. Um, but yeah, it was seen, since there is this whole nother galaxy of
Hmm.
Wakandians in outer space.
Galaxy.
Yeah, there's this whole star fleet of Wakandians in outer space. They have like 7 planets they control or whatever.
Wow. Oh, this is in the comics.
Yeah, in the comics.
Okay, okay. I was about to say, I know this ain't in the MCU.
Yeah. Apparently there's like two. There's the Earthbound and there's the Galaxy ones. But
Hmm.
yeah, he actually interfaced with them a lot. He was folding the universe to make sure that they got to where they were able to go. Um,
Hmm.
He's a very extremely powerful mutant. And yeah, he definitely deserves to be respected.
Yeah, I was hoping you would say something a little something like other than like he developed something else besides being able to create portals or fold the universe in on itself make to create portals. Like he can create portals and I don't know, maybe even just like shoot beams or something. Who knows? Like he can shoot a portal beam.
I mean, so he hasn't done that yet in the comics.
I don't think he can. If his powers work the way you just explained them, where he's folding the universe, he cannot shoot a beam at you because he's just like placing something somewhere and folding it up like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Shooting beams isn't the epitome
Hmm.
of being powerful.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
yeah,
just like, yeah, never mind. Go ahead. I was gonna say just like a flight and super strength, but
yeah. But yeah, that's it. And I did
yeah.
realize that this was my topic, but
Mm,
I just
mm,
didn't realize
mm.
because I did this like 7 months ago. I didn't remember what I
And y'all
gave
hear that, y'all?
this.
No apology. No
No,
apology.
it's of course no apology
Yeah.
because
Then this was shoving it on me, and I was like, I don't think so.
I thought it was because I didn't
Full
remember
on
me saying
gaslit me,
this.
y'all.
I think I like saw this on like an Instagram with somebody else doing it, and I was like, "Oh, we can do this." While we were on episode 5, and I put it down to episode 40 something. So,
Mm. Yeah, that's fine.
are you sleepy, Demarcus?
I think I'm just like hungry.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, go grab you some chips because we're about to take a break, and I need to go grab me something to drink too.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
I'll be back shortly.
So yeah, we'll be back with questions from the audience.
Hey, BGE.
All right, and we are back. Did you just air your armpit out?
No, I was fist pumping because we back.
Okay, Demarcus. Don't ever do that straight mess on my podcast again. And we're
Hmm.
back with our questions from
Our
the
podcast.
we're back with our questions from the audience. And you can ask us questions. Just click any of our links in the description box
Hmm.
below. All right. So this question was asked by RJ
Hmm.
from Minnesota. 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 He asks, who are this is a good question. Who are the 5 most powerful Black characters that would make the best team together?
5 Black characters who would make the best team.
Hmm.
Mm. It got to be 5 folks. Mm. 5 Black people who we want to see together on the same team. That's a good question, man. That's a good question. I've never thought about it. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. I want to see some of these people may have already been on a team together, but I want to see like Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Adam Brashear, shit, what's the Blue Marvel? Yes, Adam Brashear with the Blue Marvel. Um, two more, two more. Black folks. Mm, 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 mm. Maybe Miles Morales just to have like a little youth on the team. And let's see. Can you think of like a black magical person?
Dr. Voodoo.
Dr. Voodoo, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I guess that's the team. Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Blue Marvel, Miles Morales, and Dr. Voodoo.
So where are they fighting?
I think they could handle like a world threatening a world saving threat, a world ending threat.
With Luke Cage on the team?
Yeah,
Miles Morales
definitely.
on the team?
Definitely Miles Morales, yeah.
It and you have to ask like
Because Luke Cage is the is like is it can Luke Cage can be the equivalent of what's the old boy's name? Captain America. Um, you know, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I feel like that's a one-to-one because Spider-Man has been on teams that face world-ending threats plenty of times. Misty Knight is Natasha Romanoff. Uh, Doctor Voodoo is Doctor Strange, and Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel is your heavy
Blue
hitter.
Marvel.
He is
Like
he is
like
Blue Marvel.
yeah, they're all powerful. It's just okay, okay. Good team.
Hmm.
But I think I can do a better one for
Yeah, I think you can too. It was hard for me to think of black people.
hard for you to think of black people.
Yeah, it was hard for me to think of black people in Marvel in the comics and stuff that I want to see. Yeah, go ahead though. Go ahead.
All right, so first I'm gonna have to throw in my good girl Storm.
Mm, the mistress of the elements. I forgot
Yeah.
all about her.
You forgot Storm?
I did.
Would you have put her
And I
in?
forgot my boy Black Panther, my boy BP.
Would you have put Storm in if you remembered her?
Yeah, I would probably put Storm in instead of Misty Knight.
All right, well, you can't forget Storm.
Hmm.
Nubia. Um,
Who's Nubia?
Nubia is the she is Wonder Woman's sister. Uh,
Mm,
has the same
who's
powers
Amazonian?
as is the current queen of the mascara.
Okay, okay. She's not half God though, is she?
Neither is Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is half
Well,
God, isn't
yeah,
she?
she is half god. I don't think she is half god. Um, I would put in Monica Rambeau, of course.
That's a good one, Monica Rambeau.
I would throw in Ironheart.
Mm,
Wait, what? What? They
mm,
they need that science in there.
mm. But that's what we got Blue Marvel for.
True, and that's why we got Ironheart.
Mm.
Hey, why are you saying like that?
I'm just not impressed by Riri.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and I would also have in there just in case something bad happens. I would have in there what's her name? Celia Reeves. She is the medic for like she's a mutant medic. She
Mm,
has powers to make force fields as
mm,
well.
hmm.
And I'm gonna throw her in there for the extra protection and the extra help in case,
Hmm.
something goes wrong. Can't have
Okay.
nothing going wrong with Storm.
I like that team. I like that team. I like that team.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. Now you know what we do on this podcast, do. We go to our good friends at Six Brown Chicks and we see what they are ask some questions. I usually ask a question to DeMarcus, let him ruminate on this question.
Renee?
I'm not saying any of these words correctly. Let him think on these questions. Give these questions um a good review and answer these questions based on how he thinks. I'm going to read the first sentence or so, and I want Demarcus to choose which one he wants. All right, Demarcus, I'm going to read the first sentence of four. You tell me
Hmm.
which one you want. And I keep reading these until you pick them. So you may find some of these first sentences familiar.
Okay.
My wife has a hair salon and I help make hair videos for social media.
Hmm.
I have a bar baby, a baby conceived in the alley of a bar, and a cookout baby conceived at a cookout.
Mm.
Ralphie and I have been hooking up for years.
Hmm.
I met Sam at a furry convention years ago.
Mm. I want to do the last one. Sam at the furry convention. Because you don't
Okay.
hear, I don't know if these are black people or what, but you don't hear about because these questions always come from six brown chicks. I always assume that these are questions from black and brown people,
Mhm.
and I don't hear that often about black and brown people going to these furry cons.
Okay. Where'd you go?
I'm gonna get my water, a little dry, parched.
Yeah. All right. So I met Sam at a furry convention years ago. I worked at a hotel back then, and the furries trashed the hotel. And since I
Golly.
and since I hated my boss, I loved them for it.
Mm,
Sam was one of the few black furries in attendance, and
knew
we
it.
and we exchanged numbers.
Hmm.
Nothing came of it. A few
Nope.
months ago, I bumped into Sam at a club. We hit it off. Sam is funny, and he's an intellectual. He
Hmm.
loves to cook. I love it when he twists his fingers through my locks. Well, it was time to give him some, and Sam came to bed in an adult diaper in
Mm.
the baby play. He wanted me to breastfeed
Mm.
him and rub baby oil on his body. I did. Then he
No,
pissed in
you
his
did.
then he pissed in the diaper and wanted me
Oh
to change
no.
him. I did. I did
We got
as
to draw the line somewhere, y'all.
I did as I was told. He orgasmed. I did not. I tried
Oh.
to give him some, but he rolled over in his new diaper, sucked his thumb, and went to sleep. I I like Sam, and I need to understand how to handle this. Help.
I need a clarification here.
Okay.
Um, did he come from his diaper being changed?
Yeah, he doesn't say. It just said he orgasmed. I did not.
Okay, sure. What is she asking? How does she deal with this?
She says that she likes Sam and she needs help to understand how to handle this.
Okay. And him coming and her not, or just the entire baby play situation?
The entire situation.
All right, let's run this thing down.
Okay.
So met this dude at the furry con.
Yeah.
You worked at the hotel. He was an attendee of the con that I imagine the hotel was hosting in
Hmm.
part, if not, at all. Um, y'all hit it off. Y'all exchange numbers, go on a few dates. Y'all are seeing each other at this point, and y'all hooking up. And you find out he's in a baby play when he comes to bed in a diaper. And then he has you do baby things to him as someone into baby play would. And during this escapade of baby play. He nuts, you don't. And you feel weird because I'm not I'm not sure because she says like, how do I handle this? But from the story she told, it does not really seem, it seems like she was like, oh, this is something I'm not used to, something weird. but it never really, the story she told never really sounded like she had any hesitations. It never really sounded like she's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not into this. It always just sounded like, oh, this is new. I'll try it.
Well, let me just go back because in the thing that I read, it was worded like she didn't like it. Like
Hmm.
she was like he came into a like she like he told him to change the diaper and it said
Hmm.
I dot 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 did, and it had a little emoji of a sad face. Then it said that he pissed in his diaper and wanted her to clean it. Then it said I dot 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 did, and it had another emoji of a sad face. So it was worded in a way
Mm.
that she did not like the baby stuff that was happening,
Mm.
if that helps a little.
Okay. It was worded that she didn't like it, you say.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were some hesitations then.
Hmm.
Um, how do you deal with this? You deal with this with a conversation. This should not have been something that he just sprung on you.
Yeah.
And I apologize. And I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm not going to apologize on his behalf because I don't know him like that. And I take no responsibility for his actions or accountability for that matter. Um, but I'm sorry you went through that because you
Yeah.
should never just spring a deep kink like that on somebody. Like by all means, be into baby play, be into furry play, be into whatever you're into. Just get consent first. And I can imagine he thought something like, "Oh, because she's seen me at the furry convention, and probably seen me like partial costume, full costume, whatever. She knows I'm into furry shit, so this goes along with furry shit. And for him, maybe it does, but you can't make that assumption for other people.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with this? Do some research to decide whether or not this is really something that you want to do, because obviously something that he wants to do. And now that you done did it once, the expectation is that you're gonna keep doing it because you did it without question. So you kind of shot yourself in the foot with this one, baby girl.
I mean, how much research needs to go into do I like cleaning a grown man's diaper? How much research needs to go into that?
That's a good question, and I think that depends on the person. For me, none. I don't have to do any research on that. I know I don't like it, and I don't need to,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't think that he should have came up with this kink out of the blue. He
Mm-hmm.
should have gave you some good notice to see if you were
Mm-hmm.
available
Should have
in
been,
your
hey, it's
mind,
like
body,
it's kind
vagina,
of
and
weird thing.
spirits. Yeah, because that's very, very, very weird for him to come up in his
And,
little kink.
and if
And
this
then
is the kind of thing where, like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you there.
you do it all the time.
I'm sorry, the stuff popped into my head, and sometimes I don't get it out, I'll forget it.
All right.
But if this is the kind of thing where like he gets off and then goes to sleep every time, that needs to be a conversation too, because she needs to get off first, if that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that that was another issue that I had in this, but yeah, this isn't good. She needs to go ahead and she needs to say, "Do I like this furry so much that I can put up with all of his shenanigans,
Mm-hmm.
basically? Do I like this furry so much that I can get a diaper change every time I'm in the mood and then not get off? And then if it even gets that far and then y'all have a baby, so you're gonna be changing a 1 day old's baby and a 31-day-old's baby at the same time? That
Jerry,
doesn't make any
I
sense.
think you're making a lot of unfair assumptions. You're assuming that he's going to need this every time. You're assuming that he
He
is going
needed
to,
it the first time.
yes, but that doesn't, was it the first time? Did she say it was the first time they hooked up?
Yes.
Ooh. But we're making the assumption that he's going to need this every time. We're making the assumption that he's going to do this at the same time that the baby is also missing their diaper.
You think that a kink
Um,
is gonna go away?
I think that you can grow out of kinks. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
I think people change and their kinks change with them.
Mm, mm, mm,
Because there's
mm.
things I used to do when I was younger that I don't really do as much.
Like what?
I'm not saying that on the podcast. It's not that kind of show.
Mm. So, did you have any kinks?
I have kinks that I have grown out of, yes.
Like what?
I'm not saying it on the podcast. Well, you think just because you ask it a different way, you're gonna confuse me? I'm just gonna start talking? No, Jared.
All right, so yeah, Miss Lady, I do not think that this is a good fit for you. If you're not comfortable in any type of situation, you need to talk to this person, see if there can be a resolution, or you need to go ahead and leave expeditiously. There's no need for any back and forth. There's no need for anything. I don't care if you're lonely. I don't care if you like how he runs his finger through your hair. If you don't like it, you need to get out of it, point blank, period.
Mm,
So yeah,
yeah. If y'all, this would just mean y'all not sexually compatible.
yeah, it would mean that.
And that's okay.
It is okay.
Because
It is very okay.
there's somebody out there that wants to have the vanilla sex you want to have.
Now, don't say all that, Demarcus. Just because she doesn't like cleaning somebody's pee diapers, a grown man's pee diapers, doesn't mean that she likes vanilla sex.
Mm.
That's not
And
fair.
the evidence weighs heavily in that direction.
No, that isn't fair. That is not fair, Demarcus.
Hmm.
All right, guys, you can email your questions to blackgeekenergy@gmail.com. You can
Hmm.
also follow us on social media. Our Instagram is Black Geek Energy. Our TikTok is Black Geek Energy. Our Twitter is BGE_pod. But our YouTube, but our YouTube is Black Geek Energy, and our Twitch is Black Geek Energy. And now we got another thing for you.
Mm. What's the other thing?
There is a Patreon.
Mm.
So we do have a Patreon.
Hmm.
Um, and it is up. Currently it has all of Laranta's D&D episodes. You can go listen to those things. But on our Patreon, we're just going to talk about some more stuff. Probably not any more geek stuff because we're going to put all our geek stuff on the main podcast, but
It'll
probably
probably still be more geek stuff.
yeah, most likely because it'll be us talking. But I think that what we can talk about on the Patreon is like some pop culture stuff, some
Hmm.
more um kinky stuff, find out what these kinks are,
EGE after dark.
some more life stuff. But yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about some more pop culture stuff. Like one thing I want to talk about with you,
Hmm.
DeMarcus, is your thoughts on this SHXT and gigs
Shits
about
and
how
giggles.
yeah, about
Mhm.
how they don't like black
Shits and
women.
gigs.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. I mean, we can talk about that
on the
on
Patreon.
the Patreon.
So
We can talk about that on the Patreon.
because
Yeah.
again, as usual, misogynists love each other. So, and the Marcus has repeatedly upped their podcast. And I don't know nothing about their podcast except for DeMarcus loves them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you want to hear conversations like that and some other things going on in our life, um, come to the Patreon. It's just $5 a month. So, for one cup of coffee,
And we gonna adjust that. It's not finna stay $5. This is our first time. We just put it up. We trying to work out all the kinks. That's too much.
we'll see. We'll see. Probably so. Because Patreon takes some out too. So in reality, we get like $2.
Mm, that's
So you
fair.
have to adjust.
Hmm.
So yeah.
All right.
Anyways, child, that is the show. DeMarcus, do you have any final words?
Um, Not today. We're over time. I am about to be running late all day. Um, and I will soon be bucket naked in these streets at the Folsom Street Fair. So if you live in
All right.
SF, maybe you'll see me out there. We can take a picture together.
My culture is not your costume, but okay.
I never dressed
Yeah.
like a gay man.
Excuse me?
Good thing I never dressed like a gay man. You heard me.
Yeah, yeah. But you were at the gay event. Anyways.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Thank you for listening. And next time,
See you
that's
next
it.
time. BGE out. Mm. What's happening, my fellow geeks out there? It's a new year. Welcome to 2024. New me, or the same you. You know, however you want to play it this year. Um, I am here to tell y'all that I am in a much better space mentally, and a lot of that is due to getting, I'm not going to say the help I need, but having someone to talk to objectively, like that third party who's just there to give you advice and not really trying to put their own judgment on you, and also like kind of helping you, think through some of your thoughts. Maybe you're an external process, maybe an external processor, maybe not. Um, but you can do all of these things with BetterHelp.com. So you can be in the same place I am. You can be in a better place than I am. You can improve the way you think and the way you approach situations just by having someone to talk to about it that is not there to judge you, that is available at the send of a text, that you can switch them out as if it's not working. If they're not giving you the advice you need, you can just say, hey, better help, give me someone else, and they'll find you someone else to partner with. Tell you it's an amazing service. And if you tell them we sent you, you're going to get a discount. Because why would we tell you to go if we're not going to hook you up? So go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod and tell them DeMarcus sent you.